Alrighty guys, we should be live. Let me just check on the YouTube app and we'll wait for a few people to join in. We'll see if this... Okay, it's updated. Last stream for some reason the viewer count wouldn't update, but looks like it's doing it now, which is good. So yeah, tonight's stream we'll go through every game in the new 2023 fixture. It's been released yesterday, made a video on it. Was probably the first person to actually make a full video on it, and I thought, why not stream myself, predict every game? I could have done a video on it, but I'd rather wait for a few months to do a proper predicting every game. So this is sort of just a stream where I chat. You guys can let me know your thoughts on the fixture or anything really. It doesn't have to be the fixture, to be honest. It's just a good title. We've got Sports Nut, Luke McMahon, Kobe, Lockie Miller. Alright, people are flocking in now, the Nody gang, if you call it that. You'd assume most people in chat have got notifications on. We got 59 now. We jumped up viewers. We had like 16 last time I checked. Want to go to Saints Dogs Guardian? Oh, I was always going to be going to the game regardless of whether you asked or not. Do I play local footy? Not anymore, no. For a state wanting AFL team, why are the FLA still sitting Gold Coast and G? Well, the reason is because it's Gold Coast and GWS and it's Tasmania. They don't really attract, they're not going to attract that many fans regardless. That's why they have them there, the lesser clubs. You're never going to see the big clubs play in Tasmania like Essendon or, well, you sometimes see Geelong. And Richmond played there before, but they're not going to play there anytime soon. G'day, Sammy. How's it going? Are you going to the BBL next week? Yeah, I probably will. That's Renegades game, so yeah. Don't see why not. Try and go to as many as I can for the Renegades games. Give me something to do during the summer, because I have a lot of free time during the summer. There's a chance I might be getting a job, like a part-time job for the summer, because currently it's sort of crap with the channel. Like, you know, the views have dropped massively, which means the money has dropped massively, and I've got a lot of time, free time on my hands, and I don't have it all, because I can't spend all that time on YouTube, can I? So I feel like it'd be a good idea to get extra income and just shit to do over the next few weeks before, you know, March rolls in again and I can just drop that job and focus on YouTube and uni and all that. Can I get a hooyah? Hiya? That was shocking. We'll wait till we get 100 viewers, then we can start. We're going to go through every game live on stream, and I might even let chat influence my opinion. If I'm like stuck, I'll let chat decide, and we can have a chill live stream for the next couple hours. I won't be streaming after though, because I'll be honest with you, I don't really see too much value in late night streams when there's barely anyone in chat, and I would be better off doing other stuff. So yeah, you can drop your prediction for the first game. We'll wait till we get 100. We're on 88 now. How late were the AFL to put out the fixtures? Pretty late. Pretty late. Well, I wasn't expecting it to be out on the Saturday. I'll tell you that for a fact. I thought they were going to... Because on the Saturday, right, like 3 o'clock, I'm like, oh, okay, they're not going to release the fixture until probably Sunday. And then they just released it randomly at like 4 o'clock. Really random time. Our tickets out tomorrow. The tickets for Magic Round or Gather Round are out tomorrow, actually. So I want to be on top of that, because I'm certainly going to be getting tickets for Magic Round or Gather Round. I'm still going to refer to it as Magic Round. I don't like the name Gather Round. I'm not too sure about you guys. Liv, I already answered your question. I'll answer your question. No, I don't play local footy anymore. AFL Legend, do you think you'll need 12 or 13 wins to make it? Yeah, I don't think 12 will guarantee a final spot. Especially if we have two bottom dwellers like the Eagles and North last year. We could possibly see teams require 13 wins at the very least to get a final spot. So it's not necessarily going to be tougher to make finals, because it will be an extra game, so it'll be easier to get that extra win. G'day Menza, how are we? Got 100 in chat. All right, let's kick things off. So we'll go Richmond Carlton. This is a really difficult game. If I were to pick it now, it's a flip. It's a toss of a coin. I might have... Should I get like a toin tosser? If it's genuinely a 50-50, I don't want to like favour a certain side. I might just... I fucking I typed in coin tosser. I'm an idiot. Coin toss. I'm excited for this as a Hawk supporter. Yeah, hopefully it's a bit of fun. Alright, here's the coin. Let's go Richmond heads and Carlton tails. It's flipping. And Carlton. Alright, well I'll go Carlton because this is, in my opinion, a 50-50 game. I do believe Richmond are probably favourites. I think they'll be slightly better than Carlton next year. But I reckon if Carlton win, we'll give them a 15-point win to kick off the season. Alright, next game. We got Geelong v Collingwood. This will be another cracker. Like, I successfully predicted this game as well when I did my fixture predictions before the fixture came out. I like the Blues, but I think Richmond win by 2. Yeah, a lot of people want the Tigers there, but Richmond lose the first game. Carlton, top of the ladder. I really do think the Cats win this. And I'll try and go for some upsets. I can't go as basic as you can possibly be, because it's no fun when you just go basic and tip all the favourites. But I think for this game, I do think the Cats should be good enough, too good, so I'll go 20 points. Northy West Coast. Interesting. I don't know if these two sides will be worse. They have to be better, even if it's by just a little bit. Even if they're still bottom 2, you would have to certainly think that these two sides improve. North or West Coast, Jack? Pies by 1. Let's be real. You're coming up against the reigning premiers who've won the last 15, 16 games on the trot. Not that many people are going to be predicting. I will turn the music down. That's a bit too loud. Not too many people are going to be predicting the Pies. Some will, obviously, but I'm just saying most will predict the Cats. I think because it's at home for North Melbourne, and they got the job done last time as well. I just feel like they can kickstart their campaign with a win. We'll go 14 points. Yeah, everyone's going North. The shittest game ever. I don't think many people are going to be watching it. Is that quiet enough? Because I didn't realise how loud the music was. I can check quickly on my phone. I just realised I've got this on. I'm not cheating though, because I actually did go for a drive. I just forgot to record it, but I'm probably going for a little bit longer than it should be. Let's have a look at the music. Probably going for a little bit longer. Yeah, it's still quite loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. I'll turn it down to like 4. I didn't realise it was this loud, to be honest. I didn't realise it was this loud. Maybe I'm not actually turning it down. Oh, it's because I got a different audio output. That's why. Okay, sorry chat. Fucking hell. Apologies about that. That is definitely louder than I thought. Jeez about that. That is definitely louder than. Alright, that's... You can hear it, but you can't hear it that well. Alright, Port v Brisbane. I think because it's at the Adelaide Oval, an upset's brewing. I think Port Adelaide kick off their campaign with a win. We'll go an 18-point win. I know a lot of people are saying Brisbane, but I do think Port can get the job done, so we're going to go Port. Melbourne v Western Bulldogs. I think the D's win this one by 5 goals. To be honest, I think between these two sides, the D's have always had the upper edge. Now this is an interesting game. Gold Coast taking on Sydney at Metricon. I really give the Suns a chance here. If we're going to go an upset, I really see upset potential in this clash. And I will go the ballsy call of Gold Coast by 9. Suns are the Swans bogey team, and it's a Suns home game as well. A lot of people going Suns in chat. I do think they'll improve. So, Suns by 9. I don't really know why you'd be that shocked with that call, considering that the Suns and the Swans, I believe, will be fairly similarly ranked. The Swans will be a better side still. Now, GWS v Adelaide at the Sydney. I do think Adelaide can get the win here. I think Giants will be pretty shit. We'll go Adelaide by 16. And this is a pretty big game. Hawthorn v Essendon. It's almost a coin flip. Like, I do think Essendon will be a better side, but I feel like for scenarios like this, you'd almost just go coin flip. We'll go another coin flip. I think the Dons should win. That's for sure. But we're going to go the coin flip to make things interesting. So we'll go heads for Hawthorn and tails for Essendon. Alright, Essendon get the job done. And let's go... well, let's just go at smashing. Let's go 31. That's not really a smashing, but like a fairly big win. With the squiggle ladder predictions, I don't often predict many smashings. I predict them to normally be around like the 6-point to 18-point margin for most of the games, which isn't very realistic. I think the Bombers win, but it's too hard to tell. We might do some more coin flips, so there's no bias, because you could see the ladder and you could go, oh, I sort of want this side to make the final. So what I'll do, I'll just pick that team so they, like, I want to make it as fair as it can be. Now, in saying that, St Kilda play Fremantle, and I really do think we can kick off our campaign with a win, because it's a whole fresh new season under Ross Lyon. You never know what might happen. I know most will probably think Freo, but I think this is quite an evenly matched game. I'm going to go another coin flip, and we'll go heads Saints, Freo, tails. Come on, go heads for the Saints. Oh, fuck that. All right, I'll tip the Dockers in. I'll probably tip the Saints because you want to lean onto the side you support, have a bit of faith, but we'll go the Freo to win it by 9. All right, Carlton v Geelong at the MCG. Yeah, no shit, we're missing Max King, but Max King isn't make or break. He's not going to be the reason we don't make finals, I don't think. Like, if we're going to make finals, we'll make it regardless of having King or not, I think. People, I know he's a really important player for us, but I think people are overestimating how important he can be. So round 2 now, Carlton Geelong. I'd be surprised if anyone watching this doesn't already know the full fixture, but if you don't, I guess you can follow along on this stream. Look, Geelong will eventually have to lose a game, but I just don't know when I'm going to predict it, and I don't think it'll be this one. I just think between these two sides, Geelong have always been the better team, so we'll go Geelong to win it by 22. Everyone's saying Cats. I'm not seeing many people go Blues. Now, Brisbane v Melbourne, I almost see this as a 50-50 after what we saw at the end of last year, but then again, Brisbane at the Gabba, first game back. I'm going to go a ballsy tip of 34 points. I think they'll get on top and win it by a lot. Collingwood v Port Adelaide. Most would say Collingwood here, but I want to know what you guys would reckon with this one. Because Port could definitely win this. I reckon there'll be a chance for the 8 next year. I will go safe and tip Pies another close one though. Pies by 2. This is almost a 50-50 here, Adelaide v Richmond. I don't think Richmond will start the season off 0-2, but Adelaide normally start the season off very well and impressive against any side they come up against, to be honest. And they beat Richmond at Adelaide over last year. We'll go another coin toss. Adelaide head, Richmond tail. And Richmond get the job done. Go Richmond by 19. Another one that's going to be quite difficult to predict. I do believe, in all honesty, that the Dogs will win this game, though. So, I want to know what chat says, though. I do think Dogs will win this, because whenever we play the Dogs, it seems we just do really shit. Based on the last couple of years. Like, really bad for some... I don't even know why we're so bad. So, we'll go the Dogs by 13. Hope we don't start 0-2. And I don't think we will start 0-2, but I just hope we don't. Freo will beat North by 46. And Sydney should win this by 28. Obviously not exactly 28, but I'm just going to go margin. And then we've got Essendon v Gold Coast. This is another 50-50 game, chat. The Essendon Bombers could start 2-0. The Suns could start 2-0. We've got 165 in chat. Anyone who hasn't yet hit the subscribe button, feel free to do so right now. Would help out a lot, actually. Essendon v Gold Coast. Shit. This is tight. Yes, this is the fixture. This is a new fixture if you haven't already somehow found out. Like, I don't understand how you wouldn't have already found out about it, but yeah, this is the fixture. Essendon, Suns, Essendon, Subs, Suns. I reckon we do a coin flip then. Essendon can go heads again, and then we'll go tails for the Suns. And the Suns. The Suns, let's just go by 6 points. They win that game. And then West Coast v GWS, I think, is also another 50-50. So we'll go another coin toss. West Coast heads. And West Coast will get their first win of the season and get the job done by 18 points to round out round 2. So round 2, we've got Fremantle, Geelong and Gold Coast all sitting on top of the ladder with 2 wins apiece. And in the bottom, we've got St Kilda, GWS and Hawthorn. So, yeah, that's not good for us. The Dogs v the Lions. I think the Lions win that one. Blaze, you're not just going to spam Dogs in chat and think that's just going to get away with it. The Lions win that one. Collingwood v Richmond at the MCG has to be a coin toss, so we'll go the coin toss. Collingwood can be heads. And they'll get the win. Let's go a 26-point win. Why not? Hawthorn v North. Geez, this is also a 50-50 game as well, to be honest. Next. Oh, I want to see what most people in chat say. Whatever most people in chat say, I'm going to tip. And from what it seems in chat, I think most are going North Melbourne. So we'll go North Melbourne to win it by 12 points. So North start the season with 2 wins from their first 3 games. That is quite hard to believe. Hawthorn start 0-3. The Giants will not beat Carlton here, so we're going to go Carlton by 27. And the Saints, they're 150th at the MCG. We'll pull off a good win against the Bombers here. I'm going to go us by 24. We can't have St Kilda start 0-3. Put Adelaide v Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval in the showdown. I think the Power should win this. We'll go the Power to win it by 15. And then Gold Coast v Geelong. You can give the Suns a sniff here, but let's be real. I thought the Suns had a sniff last time they played, you know, in one of the late games last year, and the Cats got the job done easily. So we're going to go with Cats. Domination, 43-point win. Cats will win by 43. Pull the Suns back down to their place. And then the D's v the Swans, I would say, is a 50-50. I'll let chat decide this one. Tigers are so low. They are, but they'll definitely climb. Like, it's not a true indicator of where the sides will finish after round 3. Nowhere near. Very much so a coin flip, I would say. So we'll go heads for Melbourne, and Sydney will get tails. And Sydney pull off the shock win, and they'll win it by 8. Move into 5th position, and Freo v West Coast in the Derby. You'd think Freo get the job done, and we'll tip the Dockers to win it by 30. And the Dockers are on top after round 3, sitting with 3 wins, along with 3 wins. And in the bottom, we've got the Giants and the Hawks. So we head to round 4, and the Lions play the Pies. And whilst I do give the Pies a sniff, I think you just got to go safe and tip the Lions here. We'll go 15 points. North Melbourne v Carlton at Docklands, you'd have to go the Blues here. And I'm going to go Good Friday smashing. 61 points. Adelaide and Freo. See, I would almost call this a 50-50. I'd say Freo would be favourites. But we're going to go into the coin toss, because I just don't know if Freo start the season 4-0. So heads go for Adelaide. We'll go tails Freo. And Freo start the season 4-0. 4-0 the Dockers. Richmond v Bulldogs, you'd have to go the Tigers at the MCG. And then the Saints and the Suns. We always get the better of the Suns. So because of that, I'm going to go the Saints to win it by 13. Sydney v Port Adelaide. Please, please, please leave my... No, stop spamming Dogs. Look, Saints always play well against the Suns. It's not necessarily a biased call. Sydney v Port Adelaide at the SCG. I'll tell you what, because at the SCG, we'll have to go the Swans. And then Essendon v GWS at the Docklands. I mean, the Giants will get a win eventually, but will it be this game? You always have to tip an upset. I don't know about... Nah, Essendon have to win that. So Essendon goes 6th. Essendon goes 6th. GWS will get a win soon. Melbourne win this one by 35. And then Geelong v Hawthorn. I reckon there's always that chance of an upset, like we did in the Easter Monday. So we're going to go the possibility of an upset here. Geelong get heads, Hawthorn get tails. Could top place Geelong knock off... could bottom place Hawthorn knock off top place Geelong? So what do I say? Heads Geelong. Okay, well, Did I say that? Did I say heads Geelong? I'm not too sure. Plays an upset like we did. Let's see on the stream. We're going to go the possibility of an upset here. Geelong get heads, Hawthorn get tails. I said heads Geelong. Alright, Geelong win then by 21. So round 5, we've got 240 in chat. Everyone leave a like if you haven't already. Spam that like button right now. And we'll get into the next round. I don't know why you're spamming dogs. How far back on the stream are you? Wouldn't you want to go updated to now? Why are you spamming dogs? Alright, this is Magic Round. So we're going to go by the predictions I made for Magic Round. In that video, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. So we go Adelaide by, I think it was 2 in the upset. Gold Coast in the upset as well. They'll knock off the Dockers. They're not starting 5-0. Richmond beat the Swans in a close one. Brisbane smashed North. Melbourne comfortably beat Essendon. Port comfortably beat Bulldogs. Sorry, Blaze. Jeez, fuck the Bulldogs. A 1-4 start would be bad. Geelong would comfortably beat the Eagles. And I did tip the Hawks in this one, so we'll give the Hawks a fit. It's the battle of the final two. We'll go... No, did I tip Hawthorn or G? I think I tipped GWS actually. No, yeah, I did. Because GWS always get the better of Hawthorn. So, sorry, Hawks fans. And then, I'm not going to be biased. We'll go the Pies. So this is the ladder after round 5. The Cats are the only side to be undefeated. They just continue that streak. I don't think that'll last very longer though. I think there'll be a side knocking them off soon. Freno, the Bulldogs. I just can't see the Dogs winning it here. They've got a very difficult start to the season. I'm not going to lie, the Dogs. Because I'll be honest with you, they could have easily started 0-6. St Kilda fan could have just gone for St Kilda, but I didn't. Port will beat West Coast by 37. The Lions will beat GWS. This has upset potential. We're going a coin toss. It has upset potential. Sydney can knock off the Cats at GMHBA. We're going to go Cats heads again. Sydney tails. And the Cats, they just find a way again through more luck. We'll go a tight 10-point win. Hawthorn Adelaide. We'll give Hawthorn their first win. They're playing in Tassie. They win by 12. Bruh, who is going to kick goals for Freo? Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question considering they're not with Rory Lobb anymore, but yeah, they'll still find avenues at goal, the Dockers. They did last year, even without Lobb for games. The grand final rematch should be at the G. Yeah, people are saying it should be at the G. I probably would have liked it to be at the G more, but I can certainly see why it's a GMHBA. I mean, why would you have a non-Victorian team play against Geelong at the G for a home and away game? It doesn't normally happen. Carlton v the Saints at Docklands. We knocked them off last time. We're going off a coin flip. I do think we can knock them off again. Heads the Saints. Saints win that one. Gold Coast v North at Metricon. The Suns always smashed North Melbourne for some reason at Metricon, so they're going to go 42 points. Melbourne v Richmond at the MCG. Geez, this will be tough. Has to be a coin flip. Has to be a coin flip. You got a 5 Geelong. You've already planned ahead, Lockie. Jesus. Better have the money for it. Yeah, this one's going to be a tough one. If I see more Tigers, I'll go Tigers. If I see more Ds, I'll go Ds. And it's quite evenly split. Shannon says, nah, Blues by 28 upset. What in the world are you talking about? Let's go the Lockie Miller's prediction. We'll go D's by 16. Collingwood play Essendon here, and I do think Essendon could knock off an upset, but the Pies probably win this. Essendon 2-3. But you never know, upsets could happen. I'm gonna go a coin flip. Upsets for a possibility of an upset. Heads Collingwood. Seems like every time I do the coin flip for these possible upsets, the favourites always win. Saints v Port, I'd say a 50-50 game, to be honest. So we'll go another coin flip. Saints get head. And it seems like head just always get the job done, and the Saints move into the top 6. Look, we normally play shit prime time, so I can see why I tip Port to win by that much. I've arrived with 3, win 3rd, although it's realistic we should go 6-1. Well, should go 6-1 is a bit of an overstatement, and you're not winning this one, I don't think. And I think but then again, the Lions will be a threat. 22 points, the Lions win by. Sydney beat GWS by 44. The Dogs and Hawthorn. It'd just be unfair on the Dogs if I didn't tip them, so I'll go them by 34. And then Melbourne and North Melbourne, you've just got to go Melbourne. You've just got to go at the G. Melbourne are going to smash. And then West Coast Carlton. I could see Carlton throwing it up here and fucking up. I'm going to go a possibility of an upset here. This could be a huge call. We'll go the favourites in Carlton heads because it normally always lands on head. And it does. For some... Is this even like... Let's keep flipping. Do we land on tails? How fucking... Jeez, it's always heads it seems. That's why you always pick heads. What the fuck? How the 2 Aussies edit? I probably should start... I should probably stop my drive, to be honest. I'm not driving right now. Quickly record those. I did go on a drive, but not for 40 minutes. I went for like 15 minutes, but it doesn't matter. Alright, Essendon v Geelong at the MCG. I just feel like someone needs to knock off the Cats. So for every Cats game from now, we're going a 50-50. Even though it's almost certainly not going to happen. But the Cats, you just never see a team start 7-0. So we're going coin toss again. We'll go the Cats as heads though. They're the favourites. This coin flip does not seem like it's 50-50 at all. It really doesn't. 220 watching. Yeah, it's doing well, the stream, actually. Richmond v Gold Coast. Yeah, Richmond have to win this. Adelaide Collingwood. Adelaide in an upset. Adelaide in an upset to win by 14. The coin flip loves the Cat. We've done a coin flip for the Cats like four times, and it's always been heads. I think Carlton can knock off the Lions here. I'm going to go to the Blues, sorry. And then Richmond to beat West Coast by, I think, a respectable West Coast outfit will only let it be an 18-point win. Geelong v Adelaide at Cardinia Park, and Geelong, well, I'm not doing the coin flip because Adelaide just aren't going to win this game, are they? It'll be a 34-point win to Geelong, and they start the season up 8 in it. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Suns, I believe, have the capabilities of knocking off the D's in an upset, so we're going to go the Suns by 9. And the Giants for the Dogs, you'd have to pick the Dogs in this one. We'll go the Dogs by 18 points. Will there be a birthday team coach vid next year? It might not be a birthday team coach video, but there will be a team coach box break. Because it's not like now from a birthday, it's all I want. I've sort of moved on from only wanting footy cards for my birthday. Fremantle v Hawthorn. You just have to predict the Dockers in this one. It'll be a close one. And you got to go the Power to beat the Bombers at home. Collingwood v Sydney at the MCG. The Swans do have the better of the Pies normally, but this is fucking tough. It's at the MCG though, so a Pies classic, a 4-point win, and the Saints win by 34. To round out round 8. So after round 8, we've got the Cats, the Lions, the Dockers, the D's, the Blues, the Power, the Saints, the Tigers, the Pies, the Suns, the Swans, the Dogs, the Crows, the Bombers, North, and the Hawthorn, Giants, and West Coast, each with 1 win. Richmond v Geelong here, and you've just got to go another 50-50, but Geelong would have to be the favourites after it being... after the fucking 6 or 8-0 start. So Geelong heads. Will they win another coin flip? Surely not. And they do. What is this coin? This is like every time it seems to be heads. The Cats win a classic by 4 points and start the season off 9-0. West Coast for Gold Coast. Suns have to win that, you would think. Although it could be a close one, and it will be in my prediction. I think Sydney will beat... I'm going to go... sorry, Freo fans. I think Sydney could smash you guys at the SCG for some reason. Northy Port. North Melbourne in an upset. North Melbourne in an upset to beat Port Adelaide. Horn Francis proves Horn Francis wrong for leaving. That's why I tipped North on that one. Hawthorn v Melbourne. Look, I think Melbourne win that one. I think Brisbane win that one. And for this one, I think could almost be a 50-50. So we're going to go the coin toss. The Blues will be favourites in that one. They'll be heads. But it lands on tails. The Dogs get the upset win. And the Dogs will win it. Let's go by 11 points. And they pick up a crucial win. I think this is also a 50-50 in my opinion. I think Adelaide will definitely improve the side next year. And St Kilda, well, I'm just not 100% sure on us. So we're going the coin toss. I would still say St Kilda are favourites, but maybe that's just a biased opinion. So Saints heads. And it lands on heads. So the Saints get a 16-point win. And we move into the top 4, but we have an easy start. So I'm not saying that we'll make finals out after this at all. Collingwood play the Giants at the MCG, and the Pies win this one by 27. Port, I'll let Football Sirens predict this. Football Sirens, you can have the influence on this prediction. I'm just going to give a random person in chat the chance to give their prediction. We'll go for Football Sirens. And give us a margin as well whilst you're at it. So this could be either one or the other, I feel. You've got to go Ports to Sports Nut. Not after what we saw last year, but I'm not too sure why. Oh, he just left? Honestly, I see a lot of Ports here. I think he's just left the chat. We're going to put Adelaide to win it by 12. North v Sydney. I'll pick Sydney. Dogs v Adelaide. I'll go Dogs by 4. And Freo v Geelong at Optus. Okay, this is a chance where the Dockers really can knock off the Cats here. Is this their chance? Do we go another coin toss and give the Cats the home ground advantage or not? Who would be favourites? Whoever's favourites gets heads. I would have to go Geelong to be favourites though. You can't really not have them favourites. So I don't think Freo would be favourites, to be honest. We'll pump the Dockers. Well, we'll give the Cats the home ground or the benefit of the doubt. We'll give them heads. Flip again. Do they go 10-0? Yes, they do. The Cats just love the coin flip, and let's say they win by 25 points. They start 10-0. Can you believe that? I mean, you probably could believe it, but again, it's like that winning streak will be like 27 games. This could be a record. If this comes true, this could be a record. So we head to the next game, Brisbane v Gold Coast at the Gabba. I'm going to go another coin toss, but for Brisbane obviously being the favourites here. So heads, and they do win the game. We'll go 16 points. 26 wins in a row for Geelong. Imagine if the Cats... Yeah, I know. Essendon v Richmond. I just don't think Essendon will be that bad. I really don't know if they'll be that bad. But Richmond as well, they probably need to win to bump up. So I'm going to go Richmond. Hawthorn West Coast. Going to be tough. I think you would probably lean on Hawthorn because it's in Tassie. But we're going 50-50. And I don't think this is 50-50. I think this is like 80-20. Like, seriously. But we'll go heads for the Hawks. And again, it lands on heads. Hawks by 13. It doesn't get as 50-50 as this. It does not get more undecisive than this. Carlton v Collingwood. I'll let the chat decide for this one, actually. We're going to create a poll. We might actually start creating a few more polls for the games. That can actually it can increase the time we spend on stream, because after the all the games predicted, I'll probably hop off. So if we add more polls, we'll have a few more breaks within the stream, which means I'll be streaming for a little bit longer. So Carlton or Collingwood, you guys take your pick. Do the Blues get their revenge, or will the Pies continue their advantage over the Blues? It's quite close, 54%, 46%. There's no draw option, Sports Note, because there's no draw option on Squiggle. So we should theoretically have 244 votes. And King Asdog has just chipped in with $50. Oh, you absolute legend. Absolutely out of nowhere, the $50. That is huge. Wasn't expecting that. Thanks a lot, King Asdog. Jeez, that's 50% of how much I'm earning this week, to be honest. It's pretty bad at the... No, it wouldn't be that bad, but still. You can go to scores and... You can, but like... I'm not going to predict the draw, I don't think, for any games. Exactly, Lockie. $50 now probably means 150 in the footy season. When you think about how much I'm earning then and now. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm most likely going to get a job for the next few months in the summer. So we're going to cap it now. I reckon Carlton. Carlton have 53% of the votes. Collingwood have 47%. The Blues win it by 3. And the Blues rocket into the top 6. Is Hack Henchy live? Well, no one joined Henchy stream. If you want a boring FIFA stream, you can go on Henchy stream. Otherwise, you can the entertainment and all that will continue on this one. The Giants v the Saints. Look, I don't care how biased you think I am. I'm not tipping the Saints to lose against GWS when they're 1-8. So Saints should win this one, but I think they could almost. We'll go 9. We're not starting third. There's no way. We've obviously have a very favourable fixture. There's no way. There's no fucking way we're... Because the thing is, I could have easily tipped other teams. So I tipped the Saints to start 0-2. How are they 7-3? Sydney v Carlton is a 50-50 in my opinion. I think... Well, no. I think Sydney are probably the favourite. I'm going to go another coin toss. Sydney are heads. Most likely will get the heads. And they do. So Sydney win it by 21. And again, I just... We'll probably lose to one of these shit teams. So let's just do a coin toss here. Because I can't see the Saints starting that well. We're playing another shit team. Saints get heads. And we lose. Alright, fair enough. An upset will eventually happen here. So the Hawks get a win against the Saints by 18 points. Fucking hell. That damn bastard bloody coin flip. Not Hawks though, Saints. Yeah, exactly. Saints normally play really well against the Hawks, but for occasions like that, I think for the real 50-50 game, polls are actually a good idea because if you're going to have Saints and Hawks in a poll, let's be real, not many are going to go Hawthorn. Melbourne and Freo did it last year. They can do it again. Well, it's up to chat, actually. We'll go another poll here. Most people would probably predict the D's. I think they'll win the game, but we've got a lot of Dockers fans in chat, so the Dockers fans are going to want to go for the Dockers, and it's more of what you would want to happen more than what you would think. So we'll go Melbourne Freo. We might have one poll around. Freo will literally win this chat. That's the thing, because a lot of my subscribers, a lot of the AFL community are Freo supporters, which might indicate that the Dockers get the upper edge here. It's quite close. Look at this, 51% to 49%. Not a lot of separation within the votes. The D's now get 55 to 45. Bro's literally got Geelong. I've coin tossed 6 games for Geelong and they've won them all. I'm going to coin toss every game now from now on because the Cats have to eventually lose one. That's what I'm saying. The D's did start 10-0 last year though. Saints have the easiest fixture. Oh no, I'm glad about that. So we really... If we're not in the 8 after round 11 or round 12, we're not making finals. As simple as that. I'll be honest with you. We need to start in the 8. Preferably top 4. I know a lot of people think we'll finish like really low though. But with the start that we have, I genuinely do think we'll start top 8. Goosey with the $2, and I think it looks like the D's will get the vote there. But it was quite a close one, 55 to 45. Lockie reckons the Cats for the next 4 games. Dogs always get robbed by the fixture. Henchy had just turned on your stream on when he said... Well, I mean, it's probably not a boring FIFA stream, but like, let's be real. If you're an AFL community member, what would you rather watch? An AFL-orientated stream where we're all interacting and predicting the fixture together, or a FIFA stream when a lot of the time I find them quite boring unless there's real action going on in them. So I think we'll go Melbourne here, and we'll go Melbourne by the difference in votes, so 12 points. And Goosey with another $1. Thank you. Is Ryder pissed? Well, don't take it to heart, Ryder. It's a joke. If he actually is pissed, I'd be quite surprised. Geelong v GW. You just... Oh, I think it'll be funny. It'll be funny if we go another coin toss. There's no way the Giants win this. Look at this. It'll be the biggest upset of the year. The Giants are tails. The Cats are heads. Let's see. Imagine the Giants win. And the Giants pull off a giant upset and end Geelong's winning streak of 25, 26 games. Can you believe that? At GMHBA, the Giants win by 5 and the Cats' winning streak ends. Can you believe that? Lockie Miller would be furious. Nick could be coming to Melbourne this week. That would be pretty... hopefully he does, to be honest. Go to some BBL games and shit. Honestly, let it happen. I have seen... Yeah, no, I've seen his prediction, Jason, 15th. And I'm not going to disagree with him on that. Well, I will. I don't think it'll happen. But, like, everyone has their own opinions. And it could happen. The reasoning that he provides in the video is fairly justified. It could happen. We could see a drop-off for the Saints. But I don't think it will happen. Will we finish that low? Suns v Dogs. I think this is 50-50. I really do think this is a 50-50 game. And we're going to do another poll. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go another poll. Why not? The more polls we do, the longer we can stream for. Because when we finish, we'll be gone. Because I've got... I've got to get a resume sorted. So, Western Bulldogs v the Suns. I do think... I know there are barely... I don't even know if there's a single Suns fan in chat. But I know a lot of people would prefer the Suns to win this. Because a lot of people like the Suns now. They're a likeable side. And it's a TIO. So I wouldn't say there's any definite in there. Oh, Gold Coast. Oh, Gold Coast, 74%. That is an absolute obliteration. Which means I'm going to tip the Suns to win by quite a bit. Gold Coast have actually dismantled the Dogs in votes here. I'm quite surprised. Will Gold Coast be this good? Because if they win this game, they'll start 7-4. You do look at the top 8. And then you look at this differential between the... It's similar to last year. The top 11, 12 teams. And then the bottom 6. There was a massive drop-off in wins and points. Look at that. Gold Coast 6 wins. They'll be 7 if Western Bulldogs... So look, if the Bulldogs win that, it'll be a difference of 3 wins between 12th and 13th. But we're going to go tip the Suns by 40 because of the fact that the separation of votes is 40. West Coast and Essendon at Optus. I'm going to go coin toss. I think West Coast will be favourites in this. At this point in the ladder, you've got West Coast. Well, honestly, both teams need a win. Essendon probably win this, but we'll go Essendon as the home team, but West Coast as the tails. So Essendon will get the heads. And Essendon get a win. A crucial win to keep a little bit of faith in them throughout the season. You would think Essendon win this. This is the last ladder as last year. No, it isn't. You've got Fremantle, Richmond, Collingwood, and all these 4 sides didn't make the 8. Made the 8 and aren't in the 8 right now. So I don't know why you're saying it's the same. It's in a way similar, but still. Really? There's no way he's pissed at me though. Because the thing is, he'd say the exact same thing to me. Richmond v Port at the MCG. The Tigers need to bounce back and get a win. They'll move into 5th place. So will the Pies. They go 7th. And Adelaide v Brisbane. I'm going to go to coin toss again for something a bit different. Brisbane obviously get the heads. But Adelaide get the upset win. Another upset in round 11. I think that's where we saw, another upset in round 11. And we've got Adelaide beating the Lions to give themselves a sniff for season 2023. Round 12, we got Melbourne v Carlton at the MCG. Well, this is 50-50. I reckon we do another poll here. Please make Swans win. Let's do that right now. It's not another poll. We've got D's and Blues. Check DMs. Alright, I can do that whilst we wait for the results. Well, I think this is a real 50-50 because I do think Carlton at this stage in the season will get, like, will very much improve. And you look at the ladder, Carlton are 10th, so they actually need the win, but it's not like they're 10th, but they're doing badly, if you know what I mean. Apparently Henchy's not happy with me, and I hope that's not the case. I wasn't intending on making him feel shit or anything. I didn't think he'd be listening to that. It was just a bit of a joke. It's just like, oh, well, I was streaming, and then he randomly has a FIFA stream. I'm like, oh, we'll just continue on mine. If he wanted to join his, he could have, but apparently he was listening to what I said there, and then since then he just stopped saying anything and ended the stream. So maybe it was what I said, maybe it was something else. I hope most of you guys who were in chat when I said that know that I wasn't intending on anything to really happen. It was more of a joke. Look at the votes, and I think most people, well, it's quite even actually. 52% Blues, 48% D's. D's, hey Cardi, what place do you reckon Bombers get next year? Well, currently we're going through our predictions. These aren't going to be our official predictions because we've got like all these random polls and we're letting chat predict, and we've got the bloody coin toss, but Blues win it by 6 in this one. Port v Hawthorn. Sorry, Hawks fans, but I'm not going to predict the Hawks to do what they did last year. 24 points, or technically this year. And West Coast v Collingwood. The Pies need to get a win here, and they should win. They should win. As bad as I think West Coast will still be next year, I don't think they'll start the season off 1-11. That just seems a little bit too low. He turned the stream on when he said who was going to watch. Yeah. I can understand why that would piss him off or like make him feel upset. I didn't mean it that way though. Anyways, the Dogs and the Cats. Normally when one team gets, you know, we saw Melbourne when they started 10-0 and then lose like 3 games in a row. We could see a slight downfall and another upset here. So we are going to go another coin toss. I know Cats fans would sort of hate me always coin tossing their team, but it's Geelong, and it's fun if we do that. So the Cats get heads again, but I want to see if the Dogs could possibly cause the upset, so they'll get tails. And they don't. The Cats too good, and they bounce back after a poor loss. Ooh, this is as 50-50 as they can. Actually, no, I think Gold Coast are favourites in here in this one. I'm going to go another coin toss, and we'll give heads to Suns. And the Crows, there we go. They knock off another upset team against the Queensland side, and they move to 12th. Hey, AFL, what if... Can you... Oh, that isn't directed to me. GDS for Richmond. I'm not going to predict the Giants do anything else that crazy. We'll go the Tigers in a comfortable one. They move to 3rd. Look at that jump. Look at that jump. Essendon v North. I'm going to go Essendon because Essendon just have always had the better of North anyways, and I don't think they'll be that good next season. And Sydney, I'm tipping a Sydney 50-point win again. We play so shit. We play so shit at the SCG. I'm a Dogs hater. They're like one of my favourite teams of the competition. I don't hate them. And I'll prove that I don't hate them. I think they'll win this game. Win it by 9. Not really a Dogs hater when I'm just predicting what I think will happen. Hawthorn v Brisbane. Hawthorn always knock off the lines randomly. We're going to go 50-50 again. Heads to Brisbane, obviously. Tails to Hawthorn, and the upset doesn't occur. The Lions get a win, a crucial win. Adelaide v West Coast. I'm going to get Adelaide to win 3 on the trot and just climb up the ladder. Climbing up the ladder. Fremantle v Richmond. I think Freo win this game in front of their home fans by 7. And a battle of the shite sides. It's really down to you, chat. North or GWS. Take your pick. If Tigers make the 8, I'll donate 50. That's a fairly bold claim considering they're most likely going to make the 8, mate. And you're most likely not going to donate if they do. I'll come back to this your statement, though, if they do make the 8. North, GWS. I do think North, if this is going to be at Blundstone, they'll probably win, to be honest. Yeah, we'll go North again. Well, like not really again, but by 17. Carlton v Essendon at the MCG. No matter where these two sides are on the ladder, it could be any result, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm going the coin flip. I think Essendon could knock them off here. They most likely won't, but they could. So I'm going coin flip. Carlton get heads. It's normally a heads. But we're starting to get some more tails here. So Essendon knock off the Blues. And Essendon keep their slim chances of the season alive. And we're going to do a new poll here for Melbourne Collingwood for the King's birthday clash. So he's not phased. I got no idea what's up with the rider right now. We'll see what he's doing on his stream. Melbourne. This is another, again, 50-50, I'd say, sort of game. And I'd almost say most would go the Pies. What am I saying? The Pies, because of the fact that they knocked off the D's twice last year. They've got the wood over the D's, it seems. Last year, Hawthorn beat Essendon by 1 point. Technically, it was last year. But whenever someone says last year, I just automatically recognise it as 2022. Considering that it just feels like that's last year, but it's still 2022. But it just feels like that's last season, but technically last year they did in round 1. It feels like ages ago, though. Why do so many people hate GWS? They don't necessarily hate them, but everyone just sees a massive downfall in GWS next year because of the talent they lost and just the complete collapse they had this season. No one really believes they're going to do much better next year. They think they'll probably do worse because of the loss of talent through players such as Taranto and Hopper. Unless maybe the 2022 symbols are one-off, but I still don't think they'll have any chance at finals. Might be wrong, though. I did tip them to beat the Cats, though, at GMHPA in this ladder. They only lost the Cats. Melbourne, though, are predicted to win this one, so we'll go Melbourne by 12. Chat reckon Melbourne win that. But I would have probably picked Collingwood, if I'll be honest with you. The rider hit 5k. That's good for him. He's honestly building subscribers quite nicely on the off-season, during the off-season. I'm the opposite. In fact, let's quickly have a look. How many subscribers do I have right now? I don't know. I never check Studio anymore because it seems like it's just falling. Could we maybe... You know what? Call to action. For anyone who isn't subscribed, I'm going to see if we can get as... Oh, it's not really a call to action. It's just what I normally do. But can we get to 23.7k? Maybe even 24k by the end of the year? It'll be tough, considering that there isn't going to be a lot of opportunity now to get 24,000, but I think it's still definitely a possibility, and I'm going to give it my best go now. I'm sort of out of that slack mindset that I was a couple of weeks ago for the last few weeks in terms of not just making content at all, and I do really want to try and push to 24. It'll be very tough though, considering it's just like I haven't... There was a stage where I didn't gain a sub in a month, so let's just not unsubscribe. That would be nice. Port v Geelong. Yeah, I'm going to go Port Adelaide. These are sort of games Port Adelaide can actually win. They always seem to beat Geelong in these sort of upset games. They almost did it last year, or this year technically. So yeah. Brisbane v Sydney at the Gabba. You've just got to go the Lions as a safe tip because at the Gabba, and I think they're a better side. There will be a better side next year. Cuddy's a fellow Saints supporter. Who do we think can be a Max King replacement? Some are saying Josh Battle. I think we keep him as a defender for next year. We've got Cooper Sharman, and I think the return of Hayes could be very helpful. Of course, Membry, he'll stay in the forward line. It's going to be a bit more difficult without King, but it gives other players an opportunity. It's good for like Ross Lyon to give him a chance to play around with the side. So the Giants and the Dockers just have to win this. I'm sorry to the one Giant fan I think that is in chat. Okay, there's no part of me that believes that will beat Richmond at the MCG. We did them in 2021, but that was just, to me, an anomaly. I do think Richmond win this one by 22. And we dropped to 11th. Jesus, after the great start we had, we lose to Hawthorn, we lose to whoever we lost last week, and now we lose to Richmond. Jeez, this is an odd fixture. What the fuck? Carlton, Gold Coast. Why is it not at Marvel? Why is it at the MCG? I know Carlton, they do play some home games at the G, but why are they playing Gold Coast at the G? This is as odd as they come by. And because of the fact that it's at the G, I'm going to have to go the Blues. Northy, the Dogs at Docklands. You're probably just going to go the Dogs here to be safe. And then the Cats, I think they bounce back and beat the Ds by 20. So you're going to be Brisbane. Let's go coin toss because we need the Saints to get some wins here. Saints will be tails and Brisbane will be heads. And the Saints pull off an upset on the Friday night spotlight and we get, let's say, a 15-point win to give us some hope. Saints can upset. We could. I'll be honest with you, we should have beaten them last year. I keep saying last year. Last season. We should have upsetted them. If it wasn't for King's goal kicking inaccuracy. It wasn't just King, to be honest. Like, everyone puts the blame fully on King, but it wasn't just King. Other players were missing shots, and we're just missing targets in general. The Swans and the Eagles, yeah, again, I just don't know where West Coast next wing's going to come from. I'm going to have to go the Swans by 17. And then Fremantle will most likely beat Essendon here, so we'll have the Dockers win. And then Collingwood again. I think these are pretty straightforward tips. You just got to go the favourites in these ones. Collingwood by 12. Who's saying bias? Dockers love it. Everyone just throws that. People throw that word around too often. Bias. Like, not everything's bias. If I believe that St Kilda could win, and I didn't even pick St Kilda. I did a coin toss for God's sakes. Gold Coast and Hawthorn. I want to give the Suns Hawks a chance for a win here, so I'm going to go a coin toss. Suns the favourites, obviously, and they'll get heads. And a win. Let's go a 26-point win. Brisbane v Richmond at the Gabba. We're going to go the chat for this one, because this is a game where any team can win on their day. Let's be real, Richmond can win this game. They probably should have, honestly, in the first elimination final last season. So we're going to give a Lions and Tigers. I know we've got a lot of Tigers fans in chat, so this is your chance, Tigers fans. Come out in numbers and predict. Henshey's legitimately Is he? Is it because of 5K? Probably. That is a very good achievement, especially as an AFL community member. Although, to be honest with you, I remember when I got 5K, I don't think I was close to crying. I'm not that sort of person who gets emotional over like a YouTube. If I got 100K, I just wonder. I don't know if I would. Okay, he's definitely not pissed at me now. Anyways, let's continue. It's strange that he's streaming whilst this is on as well. Yeah, like the stream. Ham and Cheese. Listen to Ham and Cheese. We got the Brisbane Lions and the Tigers, and the Lions, they get the most votes. So we'll go the Lions by 26 then. Mr. Team Coach would cry for 50. Oh, yeah, I know he's not sad, Kai. Now, Essendon play the Power at the MCG, which is another weird fixture. Have Squiggle just got this wrong? Surely they have. Like, why in the fuck would Essendon play Port at the G? I've seen someone make more biceps and Carmen. Carmen's like level 1. Yeah, I'm barely biased. Like, everyone has a little bit of bias in them, obviously, when they're predicting their side. But, again, Essendon always seem to play all right against Port. Well, besides from last year. We'll go coin toss, Port get the heads. Okay, Essendon, upset win. This could be make or break for Port Adelaide. Gold Coast and Collingwood. Now that's going to be a poll. Because we know we've got a lot of Pies fans here in chat who would think they'll win this game, but a lot of people who like the Suns. So can we get the Suns can we get all the Suns fans, or just people who enjoy the Suns in general, get them all on numbers, and can we get them to back in the Suns for this one? I wouldn't necessarily say the Suns would be like, if this were for them to win, would it be an upset necessarily? Because I feel like at this point in the season, the Pies have only won one extra game. Sucked in, Pies fans. Look at that. Suns. The chat loves Gold Coast. Jeez. Gold Coast will move to 9-6. They're going to knock out the D's and put Adelaide. This could be massive. Wasn't it close last year? It was, yeah. I streamed it. Alright, well, the Suns win it by, let's go 4 goals. Because the votes indicate that. Hawthorn and Carlton at the MCG, the Blues just need a win. But I think they'll win it again by a point. And look at that. One solitary point propels you into the top 6. Sydney v Geelong at the SCG. I am going to go with Swans win. They're 3rd right now, the Swans. The Dogs and the Dockers at Marvel. And I think the Doggies get the win. And then Adelaide beat North by 30. And at Tragger Park, we've got a 35-point win to the D's. Saints play West Coast, and the Saints need to get back on track, so we'll give them a 30-point win. They move to 10th. It's starting to get a bit interesting now. It's heating up. Brisbane and the Eagles. Again, I just don't see the Eagles winning this one, so we'll go to the Lions by 5 goals. And then Essendon and Adelaide at Docklands. Chat, it's up to you for this one. This is a difficult one to predict as well. I can probably raid Ryder if he's still going, to be honest. Jeez, chat's going fast now. Dons, Crows. How are Pies out? They were out at this point of the season last year. All Pies fans think they're untouchable and they'll finish the season next year 22-0 or 23-0. If the Tigers win the grand final, down to 50 if they make top. Okay, so now you're changing it, for God's sakes. Again, come back to me when they make the grand final. Looks like Essendon getting the more majority of the votes. So we'll get Essendon the close one again. For games like these, you just got to do this, to be honest with you. 105-point win to Geelong. Okay, I think GWS need to get a win. They need to get a win, and I think they'll win this game. For that Giants fan who was in chat earlier. GWS by 17. I'll have to look at the group chat, Sammy. Hopefully he does. And the Tigers play the Swans at the MCG. This is also a huge game. I'm backing the Tigers. I'm backing the Tigers. Saints and the D's at Marvel. Because it's at Marvel, I'd almost give the Saints a chance. But then I'm looking at the ladder. How the hell are both St Kilda and the D's on 9 wins? I'm not too sure. I think everyone would say the D's for this one, to be honest, and fair enough. Upsets could happen. I think it'll take it up to Melbourne, but they'll win by 9. They'll pay the umpires to give them the free kicks. Bulldogs v Collingwood. Collingwood are not that untouchable side that everyone thinks they are, or the Pies fans think they are. So we're going to go another coin toss. Pies favourites, though, so they'll get the heads. And the Doggies make things interesting. They move to 11th. And look at the gap between 14th and 6th. 2 wins separate these two, all these sides. Port Adelaide played Gold Coast at the Adelaide Oval. Fuck. Last time these two sides played off at the Adelaide Oval was fucking good. I think Port Adelaide just need to get this win, and they'll get another win by 5. And they move to 6th. They move to 6th. Fremantle v Carlton. I'd just be intrigued to know what the votes would say if I did a poll here. Because apart from last year, or last season, where the Dockers won against the Blues have always had the edge over the Dockers. So this is a difficult one to predict. Quite a difficult one to predict. I'd probably lean on the Dockers purely on the basis that it's at Optus. Fidget, you're mentally ill. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, Fidget just... That's a ludicrous prediction if you're a Dockers fan to believe that the Blues are going to win by that much. Let alone win at all, to be honest. Oh, this is tight. This is real tight. 52% of the votes go Dockers, 48% go the Blues. Everyone vote in the poll, guys. Everyone vote in the poll. Who would win this game if this were to happen now? Freo or Carlton at Optus? Looks like the Dockers are getting more votes here. Yeah, understandably, the Dockers probably get more votes considering it's a home game for them. Although the Blues are getting a few votes back. We'll probably stop the count soon in like a minute. Dockers by 69. Can I ask why I'm not going to mention all the... Oh, I just haven't updated. I don't update it every video because part of it's sort of laziness. I just don't really get to checking, but I'll update it for the next video. Especially for the last couple of videos I was trying, especially the Fixture one. It would have taken me an extra 15 minutes to find all the veterinary moves and make a new graphic and add them in. I'm like, nah, I need to get this video as soon as I can. So I do understand why you'd be wondering why you haven't been added, and I can understandably agree on what you're saying there, but I can update it next video. I think Freo by 8. And then Carlton play again against Port Adelaide at Marvel. And I think because it's at Marvel, Carlton win by 7. G'day Saints fan. Who in my opinion is the GOAT? Footy Flames. Mr. Saints fan's the GOAT. Collingwood play Fremantle at the MCG here. Well, Fidget himself said Collingwood are the bogey team of the Dockers, so we'll go the Pies. And they move 7th. Geelong will definitely beat Essendon. And Gold Coast to beat St Kilda. Oh, shit. Tough. You'd probably say Gold Coast, but again, St Kilda have won like their last 7 games against the Suns. I think almost 8. And we'll have Max King back at this stage. So this is where we go poll. No, I haven't spoken to Xavier since that whole ordeal started. Saints fan is here. Well, Saints fan better vote the Saints. Oh, for fuck's sake. Seriously? 70% Gold Coast? Again, if I wasn't a Saints fan, I can probably understand that. Look, we're not losing by 40 against Gold Coast because St Kilda have won the last 7 or 8. But it's in Metricon. If it was at Marvel, I'd be pissed off. But I can understand why people think the Suns win this one. So fine, the Suns win by 34. I don't agree on that. I'd be very pissed if I travel to Metricon, and I will be going to this game to see that. Melbourne play the Lions at the G, and I'm going to go the D's to win this one. North and Hawthorn Docklands. This is a 50-50 to be honest with you. Probably a Hawthorn. Should have coin tossed it. Well, in hindsight, yes, because we needed that win, the Saints. We're now 11th, and we've got a really difficult finish to the season. North. Saints are no chance. Well, you're ludicrous to think that. Alright, Jason, if you want to get hidden on the channel, just keep on saying shit like that. Like, honestly, you spelled bias wrong. That is just obviously going to get a hide. If anyone didn't see what he said, you can scroll back up. I think North get more votes here, so we'll go North by 16. I don't know if they'll finish 15th. I still think they'll finish lower than that. I still think they've got a lot of years left in them to develop and actually rise up the ladder. Sydney v the Bulldogs. You've got Sydney always win that one easily. Adelaide v GWS. Adelaide win that one. West Coast Richmond. The fuck? Rise a complete mess. Bold of you to say that. Is it still because he hit 5k? Again, some people react differently to certain milestones. When I hit 5k, I was like, oh yeah, thanks for 5k. Continued on with my merry day. But he's still... yeah, still going on about it. And credit to him. Not giving him shit for it at all. Although, to be fair, if it wasn't for that prime fucking train drink video, he wouldn't be on 5k. Winners team, this sub can't go up, for God's sakes. Anyways, Richmond, yeah, win by 45. Moving to the top 4. Brisbane and Geelong at the gap. Well, this is a... fuck. What a game this could be. Poll. I'm polling this one. I'm jealous. How am I jealous? Do you think I'm jealous of what? About the video that got views, the prime one? Everyone thinks I'm jealous about that, but talk to anyone else in the community, such as UK, and they'll share the same opinions. Time for a new piece of gum. Can someone let Henchy know that I can raid him if he wants? I don't know how much longer he'll be streaming for. If you did yeah, true. I think the only coin flip that the Cats have lost in was against the Giants. Which is quite funny. The fact that was the game. The biggest upset of them all. Brisbane with more votes here, 59% to 41. Well, someone let him know. And if you do let him know and he gives me an answer, or gives you an answer, and let me know what he says. Alright, well, I'll go Brisbane by 18 here. We're starting to get into the back end of the season here. I think 5 or 6 more games to go, or rounds, sorry. Carlton play West Coast, and West Coast will definitely win at least 1 or 2 more games. But they won't beat Carlton when they need a win here, because of how even this season is. 23 points. Essendon v Bulldogs. I'll coin toss this one because anything could happen. Heads will go to Bulldogs though. And the Dogs get a win here. To keep their slim chance of finals alive. The Dogs are still a chance. Fuck, this is honestly tougher than you'd imagine because GWS beat Gold Coast very comfortably this season. I'm going to go another coin toss here. The Suns could lose this. They'll be favourites though heading into this one. So they'll get heads. But they lose. They lose. GWS get a win. And Gold Coast, they're going to have to suffer. Melbourne play Adelaide. I'll have to go Melbourne in that one. Richmond, I'll go Richmond in that one. Saints will win that one. We'll move to 10th, so we're still alive technically, the Saints. Port v Collingwood. Well, this is tough. I reckon this is a time for the poll. This is tight. Both sides need a win here. Collingwood 8th, Port 12th. I'd argue Port need to win more than the Pies here. Yeah, this will be tight, I reckon, the votes. I couldn't tell you which one I feel will get more. Because, like, see the chat, half are going Port, it seems, half are going Pies. Wouldn't have a clue. Why are people in freaking Riders chat saying, oh, he wants you to know, stop crying? I never said that once. I don't know what people are on about saying that. You need to call him. No, I don't. He's having his moment, for fuck's sakes. Let him have his moment. Port Collingwood, who gets the... Well, shit, look how close it's 51-49. No, a draw. Leave it. Well, if it lands on 50-50, it has to be a draw. We'll cap it out at what? Oh shit! It is. All right, fuck it. First draw of the season then. What have I done here? First draw of the season, 85 apiece. The Pies and the Power draw at the Adelaide Oval. Fremantle plays Sydney, and I'm gonna have to give the Dockers a win here. They have to get a bit of revenge after losing against the Swans at home last year. And then another one here that I think we polled it last time, but it's just that close of a game. Like, seriously, these two sides are that difficult to split that it'll be another poll. So right now, you see the ladder. Who will win? Who do you want to win? Who do you support? You can go for the team you want here, Pies and Blues. I don't think it'll be worth a coin toss. I think it's worth asking the community here. Port ended up winning the poll, but I've already tipped the draw. Do you want to see a certain player from Saints? What? Oh shit, look how close this poll is. You voted for Blues by Axe. This is almost draw worthy again. Could Collingwood go back-to-back draws in a row here? I would almost have to pick the Blues here. It's nearly 50-50, but the Blues are reaching out a little bit here. 52-48. Oh, okay. Now it's 51-49. It could be another draw. I reckon after 150, whatever it is at 150, we'll have to go with whoever's leading. So we'll go the Blues to win it by a couple points here. That is a huge game. A huge result. Essendon, Sydney, and to make things interesting, we'll go a coin flip and we'll give Sydney heads. And wow, Essendon in an upset. Again, beat the Swans, and the Swans could be in a bit of trouble now. Cardi ID to make all the remaining games a draw. I won't do that. It's probably not worth it. Geelong v Freo. Can Freo do what they did last time? Probably not. We'll go safe and go the Cats by 8. Gold Coast Brisbane Q clash. Look, I have to just go the Lions here. They're just too strong in the Q clashes. Saints need to get their win back, so we'll give them a 24-point win. And the Saints, they go into the top 8. And Richmond and Melbourne. Who wins this? This man really hates the Pies. No, I don't. Why do people think I hate the Pies so much? I mean, no one likes the Pies, but I don't hate the Pies just for a reason. I don't hate any team. And even if I hated, okay, let's say, I don't know, Who do I hate the most? Geelong. Yeah, Geelong. I like Geelong probably the least of all sides. Yet they're first. If I hated them so much, I wouldn't have them first. Like, if I hated them to the point where I just wouldn't tip them. Alright, well, everyone says Tigers, so we'll go Tigers in chat. We've got another donation. Richmond. Alright, well, Richmond. Okay, well, if you want to donate, who you think... Alright, from now on, considering that the income's quite low in the summer, if you want to chuck in a donation for whatever team you want to win, that'll be an automatic prediction. The Dogs are still alive in season 2023, although I don't know about them going 11-8. I think they'll do worse than that, but we'll give them a 15-point win to put them 9th. The showdown between Adelaide and Port. Port need to get their wriggle on. They'll win by 34. And then West Coast get their second win of the season. I don't have a strong dislike for... Even Geelong and Essendon, I don't hate them that much. I just don't like them the most of any side. Yeah, they probably won't be at them. Okay, now Essendon and West Coast. 4 more rounds to go. And I think this could be... Oh, jeez. Probably Essendon win this. We'll go coin toss. Essendon get heads. No, okay. West Coast. 2 wins in a row here. Good way to finish off the season. Geelong v Port Adelaide. Unfortunately for Port Adelaide, they're just not going to win this sort of game. And then the Giants, they're not going to win this sort of game also. And then probably the same for Hawthorn Collingwood. Say, if I really hated Collingwood, I wouldn't tip them. But I think they'll win this pretty comfortably. They move into 7th. North play Melbourne and Tassie. Melbourne by 30. And as much as I want the Saints to win this game, I know for a fact no one else thinks we will. But considering that we have 4 difficult games, I need to do a coin toss to make things interesting. So coin toss, Blues are heads. Whoever goes for Freo, haha, we have... Alright. Will be heads. Oh, sorry, Carlton were heads and Carlton win. Fair enough. Jeez, we're in a bit of danger because we finished off the season playing, I think, Geelong, Richmond and Brisbane. So that could be it for the Saints. It really could be. The Dogs play the Tigers at Marble, and this is an interesting fixture, to be honest. The Dogs could win it, but I think Richmond should win this. So I'll go Richmond by 16. Adelaide v Gold Coast. Shit, look at Gold Coast. I'll go 50-50. This is as 50-50 as they come, actually. I don't even know who's favourites. Who would be favourites? Who would be favourites? I didn't realise how far the Suns have dropped. They're 12th. Once we finish this, we're going to give Ryder a massive rate, alright? They need to win, the Suns. Alright, the Suns in a win. Adelaide probably can't make it here. The Suns in a classic by 1. They move to 8th. Fremantle knock off the Lions. You just got to make things interesting, don't you? Can't be Melbourne. This will be tough. This will be really tough. I'm going to go coin toss. You'd probably say the D's are slight favourites. So D's get heads. And the D's win. Go D's to win by 9. Brisbane v Adelaide. Unfortunately for the Crows, they don't stand much of a chance here. And then Collingwood v Geelong. This is a time for another poll. A real difficult one to predict. You would probably say the Pies lose, given the ladder. But then again, everyone thinks I hate the Pies. So it's your chance. If you want to, give the Pies a chance of possibly winning this game, you can predict the Pies. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Pies could win this, and they need to win this given their position on the ladder right now. Jeez. A lot of Pies fans, I think, helped with the votes there. 52-48, this is close. Cats 51-49. This is as close as they come in terms of polls. It could get to 50-50. The Pies, they might play off another draw. bro if you tip Geelong. Mate, Geelong, what do you mean bro if you tip Geelong as if that's out of the ordinary, as if that's like a shock to anyone? The Cats are literally the best team in the competition, so if I didn't tip the Cats, it'd almost be a shock. Nearly the same. Yeah, I don't want right now, as the ladder stands, the top 8 is the exact same as last year. And it won't be like that, but let's be real. We're having a bit of fun, so I don't think it'll stay the same. I think the Cats, do we wait till we get to 150 votes? Right, we'll wait till 150 votes. For Richmond, Geelong, I think I tipped Geelong. More draws. There was one draw all of this year. What do you mean by that? Wouldn't that indicate more draws? If we get another draw, that's 2. It's more than 1. We'll end it at 151. 143, guys. So everyone just leave your vote in for this game. And it's 50-50. It's going to be another draw. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? It ends 50-50. Now, technically, the Cats got the extra vote, but it'll be a draw. We said after 150, it got to 155 with a draw. Therefore, to draw. Hawthorn play the Dogs at UTAS. And we'll go coin toss. Heads, Bulldogs. And the Hawks in a big upset. North v Essendon will go Essendon by 21. Saints v Richmond. I really do want It's at Marvel. We did it last year. This is certainly a chance of happening if we win, and we need to win this. The ladder's the same as last year. Yeah, so far it is. I already covered that. Saints v Richmond. All right, we'll go coin flip again. Heads Saints. Heads Richmond. St Kilda. Let's go. Here's a chance for the Saints. We still probably won't make it, to be honest, but it's just it's an upset win. Sydney v Gold Coast. Again, like, I don't know who to tip. I think Sydney will win this, but Gold Coast always knock off the Suns at home. Or away, I should say. Richmond won't make the top 4. What, in your ladder or on this ladder? Because they can certainly make it in this ladder. Everyone's going Suns, so we'll tip the Suns in another up, so they beat the Swans twice this year. Climb ahead of the Saints. Port will beat GWS here. And the Dockers win in the Derby, but I think it'll be, for whatever reason, a close one. So it's a 9-point Derby. Dockers move to 6th. Collingwood v Brisbane at Marvel. Again, we'll go polls, because for some reason, every time I do a poll for Collingwood, it's always really close. And this is another really close game. It's also at Marvel, not at the MCG, which could indicate that the Pirates don't get that much of an advantage. Of course, I remember Zach Bailey after the sign. It's the same ground, to be fair. So it could be Zach Bailey 2.0. And the Lions, look at the votes they get. The Lions will win this one, I think. And fair enough, to be honest. Fuck the Pies. Well, let's be real. It's not the greatest ladder that I've made. It's too congested. I don't think the difference from 1st to 12th will just be 5 wins, to be honest. Yeah, Brisbane win it by 25 then. A shock loss for the Pies, like a poor one. We see the Suns play the Blues at Metricon. Jeez, what a game this would be. What a game this would be. No, genuinely, they did it last year, the Suns. I think Metricon. We'll go coin toss. Suns will be favourites because they're at home. So they get heads for Suns. But they don't get the win. It's tails and Carlton win. The Saints back into the 8. The Giants, I reckon they'll get a win here. They get another win. 17 points. Melbourne get a win against Hawthorn by 33. Moving to 3rd. Richmond against North of the G. Look, you know what? I'll do a poll. If you really want Richmond to drop out the 4 here, you tip North Melbourne. Let's just see if the power of the people can get North this win. Now, you don't have to tip North Melbourne here, obviously, but like it'll be sort of funny if we can get everyone to tip North. So if Richmond drop out the 4. Especially at the MCG as well. So the votes haven't come through yet. And yes, it's North Melbourne. Oh, it's quite bullshit in a way if you're a Richmond fan. They did do it last year, but let's be real. Last year, Richmond should have won that game by probably 5-6 goals when you really think about it. But North have pulled off the unthinkable. And not only do they win, but they win by 30 points. And it makes it difficult for Richmond now. Now, Saints play Geelong. I know everyone will give me shit if I tip the Saints, so I'll just tip Geelong. All right? Don't question it anymore. The Bulldogs play the Eagles, and I think the Bulldogs need to win this game. And they should win this game. We'll win it by 24. And then Adelaide v Sydney. As a genuine... It's not straightforward. I'm going to go coin toss here. Sydney favourite. Sydney get head. And they get the much needed win by 18 points. Freo v Port Adelaide. It won't be easy, AFL Legend, but I do think an 18-point win is probably about right for what could happen. Freo v Port. We almost got 300 in chat here. This stream is popping off, I tell you what. And then afterwards, well, let's be real. Everyone's giving Ryder donations and shit like that. Let's give him some love when we raid him. We'll try and get him to as many viewers as he possibly can. I think we can possibly give him a record. But let's Freo. Yeah, Freo. I think Freo, especially Optus, but it'll be a tight one. 8-point win. And then we're not making finals because we're playing Brisbane away, and there's fuck all of a chance we'll win that. But I don't think we'll get smashed. We'll lose by 23. So that's St Kilda's season done. And I think that's about right for Saints. Honestly, we won't be shit. I don't think that shit, but I don't think it'll be that great either. As the current ladder stands, Geelong are on top, Brisbane are on second, Melbourne, Richmond, Carlton, Freo, Sydney, Gold Coast, Collingwood, St Kilda. So any side apart from the Saints in the top 12 can make it. This is really, really... Alright, Carlton v DWS. I think we can all safely say the Blues win this game. Fearless Nick says 44 points, and that sounds about right. So it gives Carlton a good chance of possibly making it to the top 4 here. Collingwood need this win. It's as simple as that. They need this win, the Pies, and they'll beat Essendon by 26 points to put them 8th. It doesn't seem right that the Pies are just 8th. And I'll be honest with you, if the Suns win their next game, they overtake the Pies, and the Pies miss out. Next round, we've got Geelong v Western Bulldogs at Gardenia Park. The Western Bulldogs are not making finals. It'll be a 30-point win to Geelong. So they secure minor premiers again. And Hawthorn play Freo. I'll let chat decide. Let's see if the chat can influence. For the next 4 or 5 games, we're going to do polls. Whether it's as straightforward, the games or not, it doesn't matter. Hawthorn v Dockers. If you want Dockers to crumble here, you tip the Hawks. Let's be real. If you want your side to be better off, you tip the Hawks. If you want the Dockers, if you're rooting for the Dockers, you tip the Dockers. 300 now in chat. I'm assuming the Dockers win this one pretty easily. Oh, no, they don't. Oh, Hawthorn 52%, Dockers 47%. It could be an upset to finish off the season. But the Dockers, I reckon at 160 votes, we'll do it at 160 votes. We'll end it at 160 votes. Dockers in front by... Okay, Dockers win it at 160 votes. They edge out the Hawks just. And their top 4 chances are still alive, I think. Are still alive. They are 5th. Okay, they can't make the top 4, but they can finish 5th. They'll get a home elim final. North play Gold Coast here. And if Gold Coast win this, they play finals for the first time in their history. As we've been doing before, we're going to poll it. So if you want the Suns to make fun, if you're a Collingwood fan, you wouldn't fucking vote the Suns, because if the Suns win this, the Pies are out. The Pies are out. If you're a North fan, you'd probably vote North as well. And to be honest with you, North could win this, to be honest. I think Suns are going to win this game, to be honest. I really do think the Suns are going to win this game. And look at that. The Suns, 65% of the votes, 35% to North Melbourne. This is alarm bells now for Collingwood. This is bad for them. Real bad. Collingwood look to be missing out on finals after the stellar season they had last year. And again, cheers for the subscribers up there. So Gold Coast to win the game by 32 points, which takes them to 8th on the ladder. So I think they're a lock now to make finals. The Swans play Melbourne, and this can dictate possibly the top 4. So it's not like this is an irrelevant game or anything like that. We'll do a new poll right now. Sydney v Melbourne, but it's at the SCG. And we'll probably end the votes at 150 again. Suns premiership, make it happen. This is the 8, but the 4 is what matters now. So the 8's locked in, but the 4 is not quite locked in yet, I don't think. Because Richmond still have a game to play. And if Melbourne lose this, Richmond can make the top 4. If Melbourne win this, they'll secure a top 4 spot. But Sydney look at that. Sydney get all the votes. So Sydney are going to win this game. Sydney will win it by 20 points. And it'll make things really interesting here. This game means a lot. Richmond win. They move into the top 4. As it stands, the Blues are in the top 4. But if Richmond win this is the biggest game so far, I think. Port Adelaide v Richmond at the Adelaide Oval. It doesn't get any closer than this, to be honest. I don't think Port can make finals. Unless they can. No, I don't think they can, because Suns have 13 wins. Port have 11 and a draw. Place your votes. Port Adelaide or Richmond. If you want Richmond to win, they'll knock out Carlton and make it in the top 4. Otherwise, the Blues make the top 4 here. And it's close. It's close. It's 52 to 48. We'll end it at 160 votes. How are Collingwood in 9th? The chat don't like Collingwood. Oh, it's a draw right now. It's currently a draw. After 160 votes, we'll place our predictions. Was there a dono? Oh, was there? I missed it. It's going so fast. Richmond. He's picked Richmond. I did say don't. I don't think it matters though if it's a draw or not. He technically donated. Well, I'll be honest with you. Because he donated, the rule is if you donate and you pick your prediction, we have to predict that. So Richmond win by 1, and because of that, kick out Carlton the top 4. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The poll ends right now, 52% Port, 48 Tigers. So all Richmond fans can thank Pixel Z, or whatever his name is, Pix Zeddles, for that $3 donation. And then West Coast Adelaide. We'll give Adelaide the win, shall we? Actually, no. Yeah, West Coast will finish bottom. So that is the ladder. But we now get to finals. And I'll let you guys pick. We'll go do polls for every game here for finals. You can be serious. You can be taking the piss. You can maybe try and get... So this is the ladder, by the way. Geelong, Brisbane, Melbourne, Richmond, Carlton, Freo, Sydney, Gold Coast. Not a bad ladder, honestly. One that I could see happening. But you could also argue, it's quite a similar top 4 or top 6 to last year. First game of the finals. Qualifying final 1, Geelong and Richmond. At the MCG, this would be. Hawks aren't going to be 17th. A lot of people see him finishing 17th. Alright, we're not going to count donos now, Pixels, anymore for the other votes. You can if you want to. But I feel like for this, we're just going to let the votes indicate who wins. I did say that before Connor donated though. Look, I think it's a bit unfair if people just donate to Richmond and then the Richmond win the flag because of it. But anyways, cheers for the 3. But we've already said finals don't count. So finals don't count for the donations. And it's the qualifying final here. So Geelong, they seem like they'll win this game by 22 points. Well, it doesn't really matter the margin. All right, next game. End poll. Start a poll. I want my 3. Sorry, Connor. If Richmond win, then it was worth it. The whole thing. This will be a real interesting final here. Carlton v Gold Coast. Check DMs ASAP. I'm about to end the stream very soon. We're just getting through these games. Elimination final 1. This would be a massive game in the finals. Carlton Gold Coast. Carlton have made finals since 2013. Gold Coast have never made finals in their history. And Gold Coast get most of the votes. Wow. In a statement victory, the Suns beat the Blues in an away Elim final win. The poll is right up the top. It's a close game though. The Suns win it by 16 points. I'm sorry, Blues fans. I'm very sorry. They're going to take the Tigers next. The chat could try and see if they can get the Suns the flag through the memes. I doubt it, to be honest, because I know a lot of people are going to try this properly. And I've got a lot of Freo fans in chat as well. Freo v Sydney. And this is I definitely see this as being a possibility of an elimination final, to be honest. This would be a pretty good game. Fremantle v Sydney. At Optus Stadium. Even. It's as even as it... Well, not as even as... It's probably a Fremantle... They'll have the advantage because at home. I believe. So we'll stop after 160 votes. And it looks like Freo are going to edge out the victory here. So the Dockers will advance to the semis for the 2nd year in a row. Sydney look to be out. Unless a miracle happens here. But no, Fremantle win the game by a couple goals. And it'll be Freo versus either Brisbane or Melbourne. The loser of Brisbane v Melbourne. That'll be the next game on the poll. So Brisbane take on the D's at the Gabba. A rematch of the round 23 clash where the D's smashed them. So this... You never know. Also a rematch of the semi-final. We saw the Lions win. All right, chat. Brisbane or Melbourne? Probably D, says Football Signs. Brizzy says Callum Sullivan. Everyone pick Lions. Brisbane absolutely dominate the D's and the Lions win this game. We're going to head to the next 2 games. D's out and straight sets again. 300 viewers. Yeah, it's doing well. And then after this, we'll give Ryder Henshaw a raid. We'll give him... It's his time after we finish this stream. All right, next game. Semi-final 1. Richmond v Gold Coast. Can the chat get the Suns a flag here? I would be shocked, to be honest, if the chat had that much influence. Who wins this semi-final, Richmond or Gold Coast? After just scraping to the 8 for the Suns as well. And Gold Coast, look at that. They climb, they surge with the votes here. Got to be serious. So you can be serious. I don't care how you take this when you vote at all. But it looks like Richmond are knocked out in straight sets, and the Suns are in the prelims in a bit of a Q Clash prelim final. Wow. Wow. All right. Next poll: Melbourne v Freo semi-final. I know I got a lot of Freo fans in chat as well who would want Freo to win this. So. You never know. I still feel like Freo probably lose this, because most would probably take this one seriously. So Melbourne Fremantle. Second semi. Flag medal, although I'm an Eagles fan. You can vote whatever you want. Imagine we have a Gold Coast v Freo grand final. I believe most will say, oh, it's close. It's close. It stops at 160 votes. It's close. Freo with 53%. Can Flag Mantle get it through? Flag Mantle. Flag Mantle are going to do it, most likely. Melbourne going to be out in straight sets at back-to-back years. They win it by 4%. What a game of footy. That was a very close game of footy. We head to the prelim finals now. Whether people take this seriously or not, I'm not too sure. It's going to be Geelong and Fremantle in the first prelim final. No more memes. Flag Coast comes. Cats aren't choking another prelim. They could choke this against the Dockers, though. It will be at the MCG this game, I'm pretty sure. And, Freo. Freo could go again. 160 votes we stop it at. Come on, vote for Geelong here. You've got to vote for Geelong, surely. Freo could make it to the grand final here after finishing 6th. And they will. I think it's for the memes. I really think it's for the memes here. We've got every chance of it being a Gold Coast v Brisbane grand final. Alrighty, 2 more games left to go. This is the second prelim final. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for this vote shit on the polls, there would have been no way the Dockers make the grand final. Same with possibly the Suns. Brisbane v Gold Coast, Q Clash prelim final. I would eat my hat if this actually happened in real life, to be honest with you. I'm just expecting to see a rocket in votes for the Suns. And, oh my God. All right, the last game is going to be a Gold Coast Freo grand final. Can you believe that? It's quite unbelievable, to be honest. It is quite unbelievable, but it's happened. Who do you want to win before we do the vote, the poll? Who do you guys want to win the grand final? Gold Coast or Freo? The Matty Chivers grand final. Exactly. I don't know who would. Oh, Chivers would probably have to go for this. The Dockers in this one. Jeez, the chat is flowing through at a remarkably fast rate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The grand final. We'll stop it at 200 votes here. Freo or Gold Coast. Part of me feels like it's going to be Gold Coast that wins this again for the memes. I just see more Suns in chat. I see more Suns in chat. And Interstate Granny as well. And the Suns have 81% of the votes. Wow, I did not think it would be that much of an advantage in terms of the votes. That is incredibly large. Well, there's no way the Dockers can win now. We don't have to stop it at 200 votes. We can stop it now. The Suns are your 2023 premiers. For not making finals in 12 years, the first time they make finals, they win the flag, thanks to chat. This is a joke, some are saying. Well, this ladder for the most part isn't a joke. You could argue that these predictions are a bit of a piss take and not as serious as you would assume. Now, before we do end the stream, actually quickly just turn this off. Cardi, do your predictions. My ladder predictions. What videos do you guys want to see me do next week? I'm open to ideas. I've got a few videos that I'm probably going to do. But what we will do right now, we're going to give... this could be the biggest Ryder Henchy moment in... It already probably is. Ryder Henchy's live right now. He just hit 5K. He's currently, I think, explaining his like an emotional story with his chat. Like, as you can see, he's all emotional. So everyone give Henchy as much love as you possibly can in the chat. We want to see over 200 viewers. You can say Cardi Raid. I don't care what you say. I'm out because I want to finish the stream, and I want to give Henchy time for himself. Everyone go and hit the sub button, hit the subscribe button, like his stream. This guy is a legend. I'll probably donate. Head over to Henchy's stream right now, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Or stream. I'm not too sure. Let's just see the cardio raid go through now. I want to see as many people join this stream, guys. Get him to 200 viewers. Shout out to Who Picks Suns. I'm gonna leave in a minute, guys. So I don't know why you're still here. I'm gonna end the stream, and I'll get on this guy's stream. So if you want to continue the fun, then do that. Load FF rubbish. I'm gonna spam the chat in again. He's jumped to 183 viewers. This is awesome. Give this guy some love. I'll be out, guys. Have a good one. Check out Henchy's stream, as I said 50 times, and we'll see you soon.